Hello, boys and girls. Welcome to the weekly review. I hope you had a good week. And looking forward, I'm very afraid that we're going to see a repeat of one of the worst weeks in Mythic Plus. And unfortunately, that is the fact. As you know, I am big, not a fan of Incorporeal. Some people don't like Afflicted, some people don't like Incorporeal, some people don't like both. I hate Incorporeal. I think it's a horrible affix, and this week we'll have to deal with it. So I'm even considering to take the week off, but there's quite a few things that I want to do, so I'll probably play some keys. And in combination with Spiteful, this is probably one of the worst combinations because the Spitefuls spawn once you kill the mobs, and they keep you in combat. And Incorporeal is going to despawn if you're not in combat, but since you have the Spitefuls, they'll basically stay for their full duration. Now, talking about Incorporeal, make sure to take a talent that is going to help you deal with your Incorporeal. Every class has something, so if you're Paladin, you can take Turn Evo. If you're Shaman, you can take Hacks, and of course, the list goes on and on. But make sure you have something because you cannot count on your group to basically handle this single-handedly. They'll be looking at you to help, and obviously, having a skill to do that is very important. Now, current meta is basically you're going to have either mage or priest or both, which is actually great because you want something that is able to spam their CC, because let's say I cast my turn Evo, this actually has a 15-second cooldown. So if I cast it on the wrong mob and let's say the shaman casts Hex on the same mob, we basically overlap and then we have nothing to cast for the next Incorporeal, if of course two of them spawn. So having a class that can spam something like Fear or Polymorph, etc. is very good, because if you overlap, that person can actually switch to your Incorporeal and CC it. The Priest is also very useful because they can mind control the Incorporeal, which is going to keep casting. The Incorporeal is going to keep casting and put the debuff on your enemies. Now, unfortunately, it's not that good of a debuff as they put on us. For us, it's like, what, 50% damage and healing reduction. For the mobs, it's something like 2 or 5%. So it's not that big, but it's not insignificant. So if you have a priest, make sure not to CC the mob that they're mind controlling, because then it will help you in the pools. And of course, a lot of focus on the Incorporeal, but Spitefuls are going to hit your melee hard, and they're probably going to have their most damage taken from the Spitefuls during this week, so be prepared to heal them. I know it's annoying, I know they get hit and you get angry, but this is what's going to happen. So be prepared to heal them and keep them up when the mobs are low and they're dying. And of course, then we have Tyrannical, which means longer boss fights, harder bosses, hitting harder, etc. So all of this you have to be prepared for. And in some of the harder boss fights, you have to kind of make sure that you know what your cooldowns are and when you're going to use them, so that you can go through the fights. So having said that, good luck. I hate this week. I hate Incorporeal. I don't like this affixes, but it is what it is. If you can go and play something else, I would actually advise you to do so, because this is Dismal. But anyway, let's open some votes now. And one thing that I can recommend for you to do this week is you can go and do the new dungeon. It's quite fun. It's quite long. It takes basically over an hour, especially if you're not familiar with the fights, but it's a lot of fun. The fights are very interesting, and you can actually get some good trinkets and items to drop from there, even if you're at max level. For example, this trinket, Echoing Tearstone, is pretty nice. I think it's quite OP in rate, but I played with it in M+ as well, so it's not bad at all. And especially if you're missing some pieces, you can go there and get them. And also keep in mind that the new dungeon is going to basically be the new M+ dungeons next season. It's going to separate into two dungeons, and there will be the new pool that we're going to be playing. So if you get familiarized a little bit with everything that's going on in there, you'll be basically a step forward when the next season actually comes. Other than that, I'll open as Holy, of course, because I don't play much the other specs, but not sure if I'm looking for something specific. Maybe just get like an item level upgrade on something, because basically I have everything already. Let's look into the crappy pieces first. So we have a finger, chest, and another finger. Which one is this? Okay, it's 244, so it's not going to be an upgrade for me. Although crit haste is pretty good stats, but it's not going to be at 447, unfortunately. This one is going to go up to 437, I think, so I don't think I'll lose 10 item levels for this. Alright, so we have this, Haste Mastery. That would be pretty nice for raid, but I don't raid on the pally, so unless, you know, I have something better. Crit Verse. Now, this is a nice rank, actually, because it doesn't have a socket, okay, but my verses are relatively low, or it's lower than I would like it to be. I'm lacking some crit, and my haste is very high. So basically, I can replace my loop of the intent, whatever, which has the haste and mastery, and I can get crit and verse instead. So the verse is pretty nice for high keys. Crit is pretty good for Paladin's toolkit in general. So I'm basically replacing the haste, which I have a lot of, with a better stat, which is crit, and I'll be getting some verse instead of mastery. So I'll probably pick this, and then we have the crit mastery back. I'm using the Spore Cloak, so no thanks. Yeah, I think I might go with this, and then I'll figure out if I want to actually use it or not. But that seems like to be the choice here. Yeah, Case Master would be nice if I was to raid. But yeah, I think I'll go with this because, as I said, my haste is quite high right now, and that is actually problematic for some fights because I can actually go out of mana, which is amazing for a Holy Paladin, but yeah, it happens. So that's my Paladin, and I got a 23 Vortex Pinnacle, which is great, because I need a few more keys to get to 3k rating on this tune. And let's check the Shaman quickly. I was actually playing a lot of Oaths this week. I'm not going to check their votes, because they're not that geared, and I don't think it's going to be interesting. But this is also something that you can do in this week. Of course, you get Incorporeal at Keystone level 7, so you still have to deal with this, but lower keys are generally easier, and you can learn a new class, have some fun, so I recommend doing that, especially if you're like burnout from pushing keys, whatever is high key for you, right? You can just go and have some fun on Oaths. I'm trying to learn Druid right now, and I'm playing my Evoker and Monk as well. Alright, and the Shaman, I hope I parked it in front of the vote. The Shaman has even, well, I don't want to say more gear, because I'm missing a few pieces at 447, but I have good healing trinkets, so maybe I'll just open as enhancement and hope I get a dice at 447 or something. I'm not even sure how many keys I've run this week. I think it's not 8 for sure, maybe just 4. But like, yeah, let's see. Obviously focused a little bit more on the pally, so we get this, which is we don't care about. We get a waste. I have a crafted waste here. Haste Verse for healing is not amazing. And then we have these gloves, which, alright, let's see. Maybe I can upgrade my healing gloves to a 447. Let me check what I'm using. Yeah, so my tier gloves, which I use for healing, are 441. So if I take this, I can upgrade them to 447, and I can use them for healing as well. Crit Verse, they actually have pretty nice stats as well. Oh, they are the tier gloves, so I actually don't have to convert them. I just need to upgrade them. Yeah, that's a 6th level item upgrade for me as healer, so I take that over this belt, which is useless anyway. And that will be all for this weekly review. I hope you find some willingness to play. Incorporeal is actually dealable, right? It's not that bad. I just hate it because I don't like the design of it. But you can definitely push some keys this week. And hopefully we're looking at do something better next week. See you in the next video. Good luck in your keys. Until then, bye-bye and take care.